All right, really excited to sit down with LSU swimmer and now U.S. Olympian Brooks Curry. Brooks,
Yes.
good to talk to you. How's your life changed in the last what? Has it been a week already? Has it been a week yet?
It's been about a week. Yeah.
Okay. How's your life changed?
It's been pretty crazy. A lot of things that I'm not used to are going on. Be like getting a sandwich and people be asking for pictures and autographs. Walking around Omaha was pretty crazy because so many people recognize you just because, I mean, the event in the city was the meet, so everybody there knows what's going on. But yeah, it was crazy with people getting pictures and autographs and pointing like, who's that, or like know who that is. It's pretty cool. But
It's unbelievable. I think it's the mullet. You think it's the mullet that's the most noticeable? Like, I think you're onto something with the branding thing, right? Because I come from a branding background, and so it's like, what can you do to distinguish yourself? And obviously, besides being in the pool, when you're out of the pool, is it the hair? What's the giveaway, you think?
somebody actually told me at the meet that that was why
Nice.
I stood out more than
Nice.
some of the other guys. So
Nice. Well, that's really exciting, and I just can't imagine what it's like for your life to change like that. But I want to go back a little bit. Let's go back to the start. How did you get into swimming in the first place? Is this a family thing? Do you come from a family of swimmers, or was this something you fell in love with on your own?
I fell in love with it on my own, but it is a family thing. I think my parents I was around a pool when I was probably 2, and I was like swimming around, and I think they put me on the sub team when I was like 4 or 5, or lessons when I was 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure the exact dates, but it was around that.
Yeah.
So I started really early.
Hometown, where are you from? Tell us about.
I'm from Dunwoody, DeKalb.
Okay. What kind of place was it like to grow up? Is it a swimming community, or is it?
No.
Okay.
No. My swim team was probably about 20-minute drive.
Okay.
I didn't really know many people in my neighborhood, at least, that swam.
Yeah.
But people that lived up towards there were, they were on the swim team, but nobody ever was really like that into it. They just did it for fun.
Sure.
I started doing dynamo when I was probably in 2nd or 3rd grade.
Is that club swimming, basically?
Yeah, that was club swimming.
Yeah.
So that started year round, basically, pretty young. And I stayed doing summer league for until I was 18.
Okay.
Or 15.
Were you a multi-sport athlete? How tall are you? 6'4"?
6'4".
6'4", so I'm sure, the basketball team was trying to recruit you or whatever. Were you a multi-sport guy, or did you focus on swimming pretty early?
Yeah, I did baseball for a long time.
Okay. What position?
I was a pitcher.
Yeah. How long did you play until how old?
I probably played until I was like maybe 13.
Okay.
But yeah.
Big fastball?
Yeah, big fastball.
Yeah.
Big knuckleball.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Nice. A knuckleballer.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you a Braves fan?
I was a Braves
close?
fan.
How far is that from Atlanta?
I think the new stadium was about 30 minutes.
Okay. Did you go to a bunch of games growing up?
We really didn't.
Yeah.
We just watched them on TV.
Sure.
But I started to go to them more recently now, and they're a lot of fun.
So as a kid, swimming, not being in a swimming community, I imagine that, being as good as you were, that becomes a big part of your identity. Were you a big swimming fan? Were you a Michael Phelps fan? Were you an Olympics fan, or was it just kind of something you did?
My swimming community was basically dynamo.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I've been training with some of those guys for my entire time at dynamo. Like, as soon as I started day 1 until I left for college, it was the same guys that I was training with, same group. But yeah, I definitely had those guys as my role models, watching 08 and 2012 Olympics. Seeing those guys up there was really cool.
That group of swimmers that you kind of came up with, did they all kind of go off to college and swim competitively as well?
Yeah, everybody that I stayed in that group with is now swimming in college, all across the country. So
how excited were they when you qualified and made the Olympics?
They were so excited.
Yeah.
They came down.
They were there?
Yeah, I didn't know they were going to be there until a couple days in. They were sending me pictures. So it was really cool to see them there.
So in the days ahead, in the days before, are you able to interact with quote-unquote outsiders, your friends that aren't necessarily in competition? Are you kind of locked in, isolated, focused on what you got to do?
Yeah, I couldn't really see them or talk to them just because we were super busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see my family, but friends, I didn't really see them until the meet was about to end.
So let's talk about this whole broad Olympic journey. And this is something that I asked you about on the Zoom call the other day. But and I'll kind of ask the same question again, even though I know some of the answer. But how long have you been targeting Olympics, and then specifically these Olympics in particular? Was that something that at 12, 13 years old, you're like, yeah, I'm going to be in the Olympics one day? Or is it something that kind of gradually developed for you?
It was definitely something that developed. I always thought it'd be really cool. But I mean, I think everybody that's a swimmer or like an athlete kind of thinks that would be really cool to do, but they don't know if it's like that achievable or something that can actually happen. And I started looking at like aiming for the Olympics close to the end of my freshman year, and I was going for 2024.
Yeah, at LSU.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
so specifically, what did you do to signify 2024?
I drew this piece of paper. I said 2024, put a swoosh on it, put some other stuff on it, and pinned it on the wall right above my door. So I saw it every day. I still have the paper in my new apartment this year. But with the success from last year, I kind of thought that maybe 2021 would be a possibility, and the COVID year helped me out with that, getting some more training in an extra year. And I was never really set on it. I didn't want to like cross out 2024 and put 2021 down because I didn't want to like jinx it or didn't want to be disappointed. Yeah. So I just was doing everything I could to make sure that could happen. But I think I was really locked in on 2021 just for like this year.
When did it start to feel realistic for you? Was it so to kind of tell your story, you come to LSU, and I want to ask you about maybe coming to LSU in a little bit, but you come to LSU, and then your freshman year you win SECs. Mm-hmm. And I got to imagine at that point, your perspective changes or your goals change a little bit. Were you targeting coming in as a freshman, like I want to win the SECs my freshman year?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not.
So what's the story there? How did that happen?
My goal going into SECs was like to make like finals, like A or B final, and that would have been awesome.
So what happened? How did you win?
I don't. It was probably the best year it could have been for me to win it. I had a huge drop. The competition, like it was really fast. Yeah. But it was probably the best competition I could have had. Yeah. To give me that chance.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of things I could have controlled to do that, but.
What's that emotion like when you hit the wall? Like, can you tell that you've won?
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. That was like the biggest meet of my life so far at that point, and then to go in and win that event was insane.
So going back to high school, in the Atlanta area, what appealed about LSU? Did you grow up an LSU fan, or how did your swimming journey take you to LSU?
I mean, I really didn't have I really wasn't an LSU fan when I was a kid. My parents were Georgia alumni, so I was like kind of raised a Georgia fan.
Sure.
But I didn't really have any college like SEC like, oh, I can't go there because this. Like I just was looking open-minded everywhere, and this was the best option for me. So.
Okay, so let's talk about the jorts, because you've clearly bought into the LSU spirit.
Yeah.
So first, if you can see on camera, I'm guessing you can see on camera. If you're listening, you can't see, but I would again recommend the YouTube version of this. You've got on some LSU jorts. Mm-hmm. Where did you get the jorts from?
I got them at a thrift store.
Okay, so they were jeans that you bought at a thrift store, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, and then you made them, correct? Mm-hmm. All right, so take me through the process of making your own pair of jorts.
You cut them to the side, make sure they're straight.
I'm assuming they didn't come with the LSU logo on them?
No, they definitely did not. I had to get some paint.
Okay.
Me and my girlfriend did them. She painted Mitch Mason's jorts. I don't know if you saw those.
I haven't seen them, but I'll maybe look at a photo for reference.
But yeah, put white down. I had like printed out the logo.
Sure.
I tried to trace it, but it didn't really work.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't. Pencil didn't come through. Pen didn't come through.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to like go through the paper and then go over it like a bunch of times and then put pen over it so I could see it. And then I had to paint around it. I couldn't really trace where like the yellow and the white would go. So I just had to like kind of freehand that.
I mean, it's incredible. Are you an artist? Like you said, you wrote the 2024 on a paper. Is it like are you?
No, that was just like
that was
thrown
just,
together.
That wasn't artistic. That was just free. That was just regular writing.
Yeah.
Are you an artist? Like,
I mean, I used to draw and paint stuff when I was younger, but I haven't really done anything like that. But this is the first thing I've done in a while.
So that's what I was going to ask. Is that the first pair you've made?
Definitely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did it come out looking that good? Like the first time? I mean, the tiger looks incredible. Like,
Thank you.
It looks like a replica.
Thank you. Yeah, I tried my best. If it was going to be on TV, it had to be good.
So what was the thinking behind wearing them? Because I love the image of you with the 3 other guys, and they're all in like their sponsored gear or whatever, and then you're rocking the LSU jorts. Like,
yeah.
Was that intentional? Were you like, no, I'm gonna do something to set myself apart and represent LSU?
I mean, I wasn't really thinking of something to like set myself apart.
Yeah.
It was just like, I spent a lot of time on these. These are sick. I want to wear them on the podium.
So I was told that you have it like this is a thing. The jorts are a thing, like either with the team or like your group. How did the jorts become a thing? Because I'll be honest, LSU fans hear jorts and they think Florida fans, Gainesville, Tim Tebow. That was like a thing like with Florida back then. Or maybe that's just a thing they used to make fun of Florida fans. I don't really know. But when did you embrace the jorts culture?
Kind of this year.
Okay.
Me and some of the guys just started like wearing them to dry line to practice.
Why? Like, where did it come from?
It didn't really come from anywhere. I mean, I know my buddy Jack has got some that are like made to work out in.
Okay.
And they're pretty cool. So we just like started wearing them. Just started looking at thrift stores, see if we could find them, and then we got lucky.
And what are people's reactions when you're wearing them? Obviously not the LSU ones, but just a regular pair of jorts. Like, how often are we wearing them? Are they weekly? Daily?
Nah, I'm not wearing them much.
Okay.
We used to wear them like weekly, sometimes for practice.
Okay, so it's not like something you're walking around in public with. It's more like a team thing, or you're rocking them in public too?
I mean, I would rock them in public.
Okay.
I would rock them, yeah.
I mean, you already have now.
Yeah.
Like, they've been memorialized in Olympic lore, so I think the cat's out of the bag there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into the actual event and then qualifying. Take us through the whole process. What's the whole process of showing up in Omaha?
Yeah.
First of all, getting to Omaha. I don't even know how you qualify for that.
Yeah.
Get there, and then the work that you have to do to get from however many guys show up in Omaha to being one of the 4 or top 4 finishers.
Yeah. So there was like 2 trials meets, really, wave 1 and wave 2. And each had separate time standards. Wave 2 is the faster one. And so you have to go this time standard to go to the meet.
Okay. And where do you have to swim that time standard? Like at a college meet,
anywhere that'll count it.
Okay.
But yeah, you have to have that time standard to go, and that'll put you in, or that'll rank you in the heats or the seed sheet.
Okay.
And you'll go through prelims.
Okay.
And
let me interrupt you for a second. There was a comment, I think, in like the post meet after you qualified interview where, and maybe it was a press conference where someone made a comment about like how you hadn't gotten your wave 2 time until a certain date, and they were all like astonished, and that kind of went over my head. I didn't get the reference. So explain that one to me.
So I swam the wave 2 cut at a Dynamo meet, but it didn't count.
Okay.
So I had to get it again, and so that time didn't show up in like USA Swimming's database.
Okay.
So it kind of, I mean, it was still kind of late for me to get it.
When did you get it at the Dynamo meet?
It was like a week or 2 after SECs.
Okay. And then what was the time?
It was 48:45.
48:45.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you got it the week after SECs, but it didn't count.
Right.
Why didn't it count? Did you know it wouldn't count?
No, I thought it would count.
Oh man.
I didn't have like some paperwork filled out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it was brutal.
What was your reaction when you found out? Like, take me to that moment. You get it. You think you're good, and then you find out you didn't have the paperwork filled out. What was that?
I mean, I wasn't too worried. I was like, man, that sucks. But then it was like, okay, well now I have to have another good meet where I get it again.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so then when did you get the one that actually counted?
I got it here at It was like a tack meet,
Okay.
just whole meet.
Okay.
I think it was like 49 flat or something like that.
Okay.
So that put me like 15th going
Okay.
into the meet. So you swim prelims, and then 2 heats come back for semis. If you qualify top 16, then you come back for semis, and then top 8 come back for finals, and then depending on the event, like the 100 free was top 6 or really top 4 that automatically go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So going into Omaha, so you get qualified for Omaha, you get there. Like realistically, where would the swimming world have said, all right, Brooks Curry is probably going to finish here? Like make the finals?
Everybody was saying it. Everybody was saying I was going to do this, and whatever. Like, I mean, I don't really know like how to say it, but people were...
There was doubt, skepticism.
There was a lot of doubts,
Okay.
yeah. There was a lot of doubts.
Were you aware of the doubt? Like,
oh, yeah. I was aware of it.
I'm assuming it's not people like walking up to you and saying it, but it's in the swimming community,
Yeah.
it's conversations, it's internet, whatever.
Yeah.
And so what was your internal mindset as as surrounded by this doubt?
I had been training to go a certain time or this time, and I knew that this time would make it or would be very close. So if I went that time, then I'd be fine.
So that was your focus, whatever that number was.
I'm not even really having a number in my mind. I'm just like, I know how to have a clean race to do that.
Yeah.
It's like when you focus on a time, it sometimes like messes you up.
Sure. So you're focused more on technical aspects?
Yeah, technical aspects. Just doing everything right before to make sure it's a good race.
Yeah. What are those focuses? And get as specific as you need to. Like I'm not a swimming guy, so I may not understand all of it. But
yeah.
like what specifically take me into that mindset?
I mean, I like to have like a really thorough warm up, like a pretty extensive like dry land, and so I'll try and hit like the majority of like every muscle group, like to get warmed up before.
Okay. So take me through that. What's that look like?
I'll stretch first. I'll do a dynamic warm up. I'll do either squats or push-ups or both, some like band work for like shoulders and stuff, and for like dynamic I'll run up and then lunge back and then run up or jog and then like arm swing back. It's just to get everything moving.
How did you develop that?
We used to do like a dynamic warm-up at Dynamo, and I just kind of like changed it to what is like most efficient, as quickest, really. So
the reason I'm pulling up my phone is one of the planted questions I got here from one of your teammates was to ask about your warm-up routine.
Yeah.
And how much you actually warm up in the pool. And this person said it's not a lot.
It's not that much. I do the majority of warm-up on land, so I'm only in the water for about 30 minutes, if that. I was in the water for 30 minutes every time at trials just to make sure I had gotten everything done.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I was out a few minutes early, 25 minutes, something like that, 20 minutes.
Is that unique? Is that different from what other swimmers do?
I mean, I don't really know.
Yeah, it just works for you.
Yeah, it works for me. I know some people warm up a lot. Like they'll be in the water for probably an hour if they could.
Yeah.
And some people don't warm up at all. I can't warm up. I have to warm up.
Yeah. Is that physically what gets your body in the best spot? Is that mentally get you in the right spot, or is it a combination of both?
It's a combination of both, just to feel ready. Like I'll do like explosive stuff too, do some starts and finishes to get that like race feel.
So you're surrounded by this doubt and this skepticism going into the event, but you have this confidence and this routine that you've developed and the times that you've hit. Okay, so you get there. There's how many steps to get to the finals? It's how many swimmers showed up?
I think there was 9 heats of prelims.
Okay, so 9 heats.
Yeah.
Of how many swimmers each?
I don't really know if every heat was full, but I think it was 8 or 10.
Okay, so you're talking 60 to 70 swimmers, best swimmers in the country.
Yeah.
And you're competing against all of them, and there's this perception that maybe you don't belong or you're not going to, and if I'm wrong, correct me.
Yeah, it was like all the outsiders had a lot of doubt and be like, oh, he'll make finals, but he probably won't make the team. Yeah. But like the friends and coaches, they all knew what I could do.
Sure. So you've got an inner circle that is fueling your belief. You've got this sort of internal preparation and belief in yourself, and so you're able to block out a lot of that. So take me through, how many days was it? It was 2 days. It was 3 days to get from start to finish.
I was at Omaha for 10 days.
Okay, so 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so take me from like each step of the way, and maybe the growth of your confidence and the growth of like the realization that like, okay, all right. Like, I'm obviously, you're taking it one race at a time, I'm sure, but going from 60 or 70 guys to 8 guys to finally that final 4, like, take me through that evolution.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty relaxed in prelims just because, I mean, I had to get through semis, which shouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah.
I was most nervous for semis just because I knew I had to make finals, and finals is the most important race.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, oh, if I mess up here, then it's over. So I was pretty nervous for semifinal. I added a little bit of time there.
Mm-hmm.
But for finals, I was maybe just as calm, or maybe even calmer than prelims. I mean, I was doing everything I could to just stay to myself and not like let the lights and the noise get to me, and just to focus on what I do like every day, just to come in technical and just swim fast.
Did you feel like you had nothing to lose at
I
that
mean, I
stage?
really didn't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of take me through the final race itself and qualifying for the Olympics. Like from start to finish, you get your warm-up in and you're ready to go and you're calm, and then it's time to go, and then take me from the first moment that you hit the water until you touch the wall and look up and see where you finished.
Yeah, I know I had a really good reaction time. It was around 0.6, 0.59 or something like that, which was good. I think it was like top 3 or top 4 fastest off the block for that heat. And I took it out really fast. It was like second fastest I've ever gone in a 50 free. It was like I was out to the feet in the 100, which was fast, maybe a little bit too fast, but
as in like you used up all your gas early, or not all your gas, obviously, but a lot of gas.
Yeah. And then I had a good flip, had a good turn off the wall, breakout, and then I had to get back. So I was fighting really hard the last 10 meters, not to slow down, not to let the stroke collapse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the hardest part. It was the last 15, but yeah.
Could you feel like you could feel, or you said maybe a little fast on that first 50? Can you feel that, like, as you're going? Like,
no, I didn't know. I just knew I had to go out fast. I didn't know how fast I was going.
Yeah. I
just kind of like based it off of feel, like how hard am I trying at this point? And if I'm like, oh, well, I can go faster because I know I'll still have enough to get back.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to go out fast, so I was just kind of going, see what would happen.
Okay. So then you touch the wall, you come up, and where do you look?
I look straight at the scoreboard.
And what do you see?
I see 4, in shock. Can't really believe it. It was an amazing feeling. Get out of the pool, go run over to Steve, the boys that are over there. They were so happy, so excited. And then I think we walked over, got to sign the drum, and then I think we did a little post-race interview with the top 4, right on the deck. And then I think after that, what happened after that? I just went to go warm down, changed out.
So, I talked about the picture, and I talked about the post-race interview too, and it's the contrast. I mean, obviously I'm an LSU guy, so I'm looking at it from LSU perspective, but the contrast between those 3 guys, and they kind of, you tell they were kind of making jokes about like, I gotta get to know this kid, or we don't know him yet. What was that moment like? Did you feel out of place? Did you feel like you belonged?
I mean, I earned the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, they do got to get to know me.
Yeah.
It's first time being there, so
sure.
We'll get to know each other in Hawaii and Tokyo. We'll be working together a lot. So
So what's life been like since then? We touched on it a little bit, getting recognized around Omaha, but coming back to Baton Rouge, and I don't know. Did you have other summer plans that you've now had to cancel and move things around?
Yeah. We were gonna go to Key Largo,
Okay.
or somewhere down there to go for a fishing trip with the family.
Oh, that's gonna have to wait.
So that's gonna have to be postponed. Yeah. There was some other things that were like planned but not set, but now they have to be postponed. So
yeah, I heard you talking before we sat down for the interview, but no, family can't go, right?
Right. Yeah, okay. They can't go.
So when do you leave, and what's the timeline like from now until you swim?
So I leave for Hawaii Sunday.
Okay.
I'll be there for 15 days, and then I fly straight to Tokyo.
Okay. Those 15 days, what do you want to accomplish in those 15 days that you're training? And ready?
Just really tune up the stroke, get to know the guys, have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun, so just soak it up.
Goals for the Olympics? Are you looking that far ahead?
I mean, yeah. I just want to go best time. If I go best time, take care of business. So,
all right, let's talk about you outside of the swimming. We've talked about the jorts. You mentioned fishing there.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that you're a big fisher.
I'm a big fisher. Yeah.
Tell me about your love of fishing.
I grew up in Georgia, but we go to Alabama.
What part of Alabama?
Gulf Shores, Foley.
Yeah.
My grandparents' house is up there.
Okay.
I grew up fishing there.
Awesome.
So we'll go like inshore, offshore fishing all the time. Recently went to Venice, Louisiana, to go fish down there. That was really cool.
Yep.
But
Specs, reds.
Oh yeah, big drums.
Yeah.
Bull reds. It's a lot of fun.
Those bull reds are fun.
Yeah.
They're not the best to eat and clean. But
yeah.
It's fun to reel them in.
Yeah. But I'm just like doing a lot of bass fishing down here.
Yeah.
Find new spots, see where we can go.
How much did the fishing appeal to you when you're looking for a college?
I mean, I knew some of the guys like did it down here.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's sick.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I can still do that down here. But I mean, I'm glad I can do it down here. It's a lot of fun.
One of the other questions that I was told to ask you was to ask you about the summer before your freshman year at LSU.
Okay.
And how it helped you gain momentum going into your collegiate season. It was a breakout season for him when his name really started to be known. What do you remember about that time?
I mean, that was my first like really big like taper meet out of high school. It was a super cool meet out at Palo Alto, Stanford. That was the biggest meet I've ever been to at that point. I was having so much fun there with all the guys. It was like our whole group of dudes just went to that meet.
Yeah.
We were just having a blast. We were all going to like best times. And that was the first meet I ever really dropped like significant amount of time or posted like some good times that were like recognizable to like or appreciated with like college coaches and stuff. It was great for LSU to see me doing that. They were like super excited. But yeah, it was great to get some momentum coming in.
When did you commit to LSU?
Probably the end of junior year.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah. And then do you think that time period we just talked about coming into college, did you just physically develop to get to that level, or did you technically improve, or what do you think happened?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, like what do you think led to that increase in time and really
out of high school?
Yeah, that improvement right there. Was it a physical development? Was it a technical development?
It was probably both.
Yeah.
It was both. I did a lot of long course training that summer, so that probably helped out a lot.
Yeah.
I think it was a long course every day for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So
can we end on your routine and what your daily routine looks like, and like let's talk like food and nutrition, that aspect, and then also like the weightlifting and the swimming and the training. Like what's a day look like for you?
Yeah, so I'll wake up about 5:30 if we have weights. I'll grab a snack, probably like a bar and a core power.
Yeah.
Head to weights. That'll be about an hour, 45 minutes. And then we'll go.
Is that 5 days a week, 3 days?
Well, we'll do weights 3 times a week.
Okay.
So it's like Monday, Tuesday, Friday.
Okay.
Or Thursday.
Okay. What kind of lifts are you doing? Like heavy lifting? Is it lighter?
It's Olympic lifting.
Okay.
So it's,
squats, cleans.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. And then we'll go swim after weights for hour to hour and a half.
Okay.
And then
What's that swimming look like? Is it drill work? Is
it really
just,
depends.
Yeah.
Depends on the day. Some days it'll be drill. Some days it'll be like active recovery. Some day, I mean, it really just it depends. And then we'll all go to the dining hall right after the morning swim, get some breakfast.
What's a typical breakfast look like for you?
I really like the hash brown bowls there.
Okay.
Really good. The breakfast bowls, eggs, and all that.
Load them up.
Yeah. And then if I need to do any homework, I'll do it right after I'm done with breakfast, go to class.
What are you studying?
I'm interdisciplinary studies.
Okay. What are your 3 minors for that?
Sports studies, communication, and entrepreneurship.
Okay. A good intersection of what you're about to experience.
Yeah.
As you kind of develop your own brand. All right.
And so then if I'm done with work or whatever, I'll take a nap. And then I'll wake up around like 1 or something. And then normally we got practice at 2. So I head over there. It'll be like from 2 to 4 is when we swim. And then I'll come back, eat again, maybe take another nap, and then have dinner, and then do whatever other homework I got to do. And that's pretty much it.
Start again.
Yeah.
Are you a big nutrition guy, or are you just trying to get as many calories into you as you can?
Recently, I've started to take nutrition a lot more seriously. I'm always like eating as many calories as I can.
Yeah.
But recently, I've started being more serious about like better calories, not just like fast food or anything.
Yeah. What does that look like? Leaner meats? Or...
Yeah, a lot of chicken. I'm basically making every dinner.
Okay.
Every lunch too. Just whatever I can get at like Walmart and Trader Joe's. It's like healthy, and I'll make it. A lot of pasta, rice.
Are you as good a chef as you are an artist?
I'm an okay chef.
Yeah.
I'm not that good.
What's your go-to? What's your best?
I mean the easiest one that is like quick. That if I'm like hungry, I'll make like Instapot like stir fry.
Yeah.
Like chicken and vegetables.
Real simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also make like a egg scramble, like just a big whatever.
Yeah, just throw everything in there.
Yeah.
I'll end on this. So obviously your world changes as you go from being an SEC champion, which is a great accomplishment in its own right for sure, but to being an Olympian, and there's going to be so many eyes on you and the spotlight on you, and we're at an interesting intersection with college sports too now, where like in the past that you couldn't do much with that. But now you could, with NIL rules, and we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but you might be able to make some money and still be in college. Have you thought about that at all, or are you completely focused on the swimming aspect?
I mean, that's definitely a really cool aspect that I could do. I mean, I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
What's cool with like Team USA too is they have a program called like AMP. This is like, it's basically the same thing.
Okay.
And it's just a couple options. It's like cool to have and be able to explore that. So I'll definitely be looking into that, but I'm not really like worried about it right now. I'm definitely just focused on swimming right now, and I'll do that stuff later.
You're studying communications and sports studies, so there's some overlap there, and entrepreneurship. So that's a good like healthy curriculum to kind of be thinking about. I mean, I'm sure you're not worried about your brand necessarily, but it's an interesting place to be in as you go from being in this, not to use a cheesy analogy, but being a big fish in a small pond to being a big fish in a big pond now. You got some opportunities in front of you. That's got to feel pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, I can't wait to see where this takes me and what I can do. So.
Well, you've got some good building blocks. We've got the jorts. We've got the mullet.
Yeah.
We got some stuff to work with here. So.
Yeah.
And obviously LSU's got its own brand, and then the USA team's got its own brand. So you got a lot to work with. Mm-hmm. Be exciting summer for you.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Awesome.
Well, I guess the Key Largo fishing trip can wait. You got bigger fish to fry in Tokyo. But we're excited to see it, man. It's been great talking with you. Been great seeing you kind of emerge and burst onto the international scene. So we'll be cheering for you, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you.